Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of our weekly podcast at the end of the day. As you know, this is a guide. This podcast is a guide for the recently arriving immigrants in the US, and we bring you new episodes every Sunday. So as always, this is me, Dipika Shrestha.
And I am Anuz Thapa, and we are right now recording this podcast in New Jersey, and we have with us Mr. Chetan J. Somaiya.
Welcome to the show, Chetan.
Thank you for having me.
Chetan is originally from Mumbai, India, and he has been here since 2008. Chetan is working in clinical research as the Director of Regulatory Affairs at Sanofi. Chetan, tell us what Sanofi is and what your role is in the company.
It's a multinational pharmaceutical company with more than 130,000 employees. It's the fifth largest prescription-based pharmaceutical company. My role is to develop global regulatory strategies for the drugs which are currently under development, which are not yet marketed, and sometimes for the marketed drugs as well, in order to have a different perspective on the drugs, like different indications or different dosage forms and so on. So that's where I come into picture.
Learning is a never-ending process, right? And you always got to go and expand your knowledge for your career growth. Since this podcast is for newly arriving immigrants in this country, it's very hard to navigate studies and work at the same time. But you did your MBA, right?
Correct.
While you were working a full-time job.
Correct.
In the US.
In the US. So how did you navigate it, and what advice do you give to other newly arriving immigrants?
It's tough, but it's rewarding. It is rewarding in a way that once you complete it, you get a sense of achievement that you have completed that. And then, that also helps you to grow in your career, profession, and to gain knowledge. So,
Chetan, what was your schedule like when you were working full time and then studying? How tough your routine was?
I used to choose the classes which were offered on the weekends. We used to be living in Jersey City, New Jersey, and my school was in Virginia. So it's a very good commute for the people who don't know. It's like I would say 6 to 7 hours at least of commute each way. 6 or 7 in the morning, the bus, I used to take a bus that leaves from a common place in Jersey City, reaches Virginia. Immediately as soon as it reaches the school, used to directly attend the classes. The classes used to be for almost 3 hours. Used to take the second class on the same day just to optimize the time, because I'm traveling so much, want to make sure. And then take the bus back almost 9 in the night, come back to Jersey City 1 or 2 in the morning of Sunday morning, and then do the assignments on Sunday. Sometimes it used to be a 2-day thing. Most of the day used to arrive Sunday 1 or 2 in the morning, reach home later that, do the assignments on Sunday, and then every day on the weekdays as well. So that was overall my schedule.
Oh my God.
And
so
at the end of the day, it was rewarding, right?
At the end of the day, it is rewarding, and I'm happy I did it.
What was the biggest challenge for you, if you remember those days?
Managing the balance between the work, studies, and personal life was very, very challenging. You have to sacrifice one thing over the other.
And you are married.
Yes, for last 13 years.
Yeah.
It becomes difficult, and that was very difficult at that time. It was because of the support of my family that helped me to achieve that. So that was the most difficult thing, to balance it. I strongly believe in learning. It's not learning that ends when we graduate from school. It is very important to gain knowledge at each and every step that you do your job. You learn something, you do your hobby, you watch something or you read something, and then to take that knowledge to implement in what you want to really do in your life.
When it comes to you and your profession, which is on clinical research, how have you been expanding your knowledge, especially after coming to the US?
So my job is more into academic as well as into business. So it's a mixed balance. So having said that, it is very important for us to be up to date in the knowledge area, in the learning area. So we gain knowledge from different abstracts, publications, journals, scientific as well as competitors, landscape, and so on. So we are constantly reading, getting the sense out of it, and trying to use that in our job to get the drugs developed. And not only that, so in my daily routine, I keep that habit of learning and reading online, listening to podcasts, news, talking to people, and trying to get the knowledge out of that.
Do you make a list of activities for your daily routine to allow yourself enough opportunity to widen your knowledge on a day-to-day basis?
Everyone has their priorities and to-dos in their head in informal way. Few of us will do in a very formal way. So I belong to that category where I will make a note of all the activities that I would like to do in the coming day or week or month. I prioritize them every time, and then I take my day further with those activities to make sure that they are completed.
This brings me to another question. How much of social media plays a role in enhancing your knowledge?
A huge role. We all talk to people through social media, through LinkedIn, and get the information that we want for the career, for the profession, for my hobbies or everyone's activities. Facebook in a nice way. So social media plays a huge role as long as you know how to use it and you use it.
Based on your experience, how often do you get lost?
Everyone does. I do.
How do you bring yourself back?
So in my Facebook, even today, if you go, I will not see a lot of updates from whatever list of friends I have, like this friend has checked into this place, or is feeling happy or sad. I do get those updates, but most of my updates are from the groups that I follow, that I really have interest in.
Interesting.
And that helps me to stay focused and not digress into the social media. Then, because once you go there, then you go further on, and you get digressed, and by the end of it, you're totally lost.
So you follow only the people who you are interested in.
I tend to follow whom I feel that would make much sense for my time at that point of time. So that's whom I follow then.
Interesting.
So for those who say, oh, I'm pretty occupied with my 8-hour job or 12-hour job, I don't have time to study or to
expand my knowledge.
What would be your message to them?
Two messages. One, you're not doing the right thing. When you're saying you're too busy with 8 hours or 12 hours, I understand, but you don't realize that there are 24 hours in a day. Why are you focusing only on first 8 hours or 12 hours of the day? There are still 12 hours remaining in your day. Try to adapt some activities that would help you to enhance your knowledge. Second, I would say is involve yourself in some kind of hobbies that are not related to your core hours of the day. I'm working for a pharmaceutical company. So my hobby that I usually feel rewarding and entertaining and help me to get going will not be something related to pharma or science. That would be totally different.
Okay.
So then it's like a brain switch in, switch off. So then when I'm at work, it's a switch on for that, and then that helps me to again reset the balance of my brain. So that would be the other message that I would give for the people who feel that they don't have enough time to gain knowledge otherwise.
That's really a powerful message for our audience. So thank you so much, Chetan, for
Sure.
your time. And if anybody wants to reach out to you through email for any career advice, are you comfortable in sharing your email address?
Sure, I would. It is chetan.somaiya @gmail.com.
We are also putting this email down below in the description.
Make sure you write at the end of the day in the subject title so that Chetan knows where these emails are coming from.
Thank you so much, Chetan, for inviting us to your home, and thank you for sharing your personal experience. It really means a lot to us, and I believe the same with our audience as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for having
Thank
me.
you so much,
It
Chetan.
was great talking to you.
Yeah. If you guys like our podcast, please subscribe to our channel at the end of the day and spread the word.
Yeah, and you can find us on YouTube, on all the podcast apps, including on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor app, and on Google app.
And please
So-
visit our website,
Which is-
podcast@theendoftheday.com.
So until we catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, a quick note. If you have a personal story that you think might be helpful to the newly arriving immigrants in the US, please contact us. We would love to feature you in our podcast. Go to our website, podcast@theendoftheday.com, and write to us by going to the feedback section.
And by the way, if you love this podcast, you can support us with a small donation. Your help will enable us to continue producing more episodes. The link to support our podcast is in the description below.